So we got an update on the Les Miles situation. So LSU officials are being sued for $50 million in a federal racketeering lawsuit for retaliating against an LSU associate athletic director for reporting racist remarks and inappropriate sexual behavior by former Tigers head coach Les Miles. As we said, obviously we talked about this before and the situation that Les Miles was in and what he was accused of doing. And obviously he was fired from Kansas and everything like that. But an LSU athletic director was trying to, report what was going on from racial remarks to inappropriate sexual behavior. And she is suing LSU officials because she believes that they were kind of like covering it up. And I got information right here. So Sharon Lewis, she says that she was denied pay raises and subjected to verbal abuse after going to officials with the allegations that were against Les Miles, including her accusation that he told her there were already, and this is, and I quote, and this is pretty disturbing, too many black girls employed in the athletics, and an incident in which a female student was accused of getting on top of her on his office couch. And then they also accused LSU officials of working with law firms to cover up these allegations against Les Miles, including one that he engaged in explicit sex acts with a student. This is a quote from Miles' attorney, Peter Ginsburg. He said, and I quote, "This lawsuit is a work of fiction 8 years in the making. Miles had denied allegations he made sexual advances towards students." And Lewis, she was a former track and field star for the Tigers. She is an associate athletic director for the football recruiting and alumni relations at LSU. And our lawsuit was filed in Baton Rouge and is the latest hit to the university after an investigator determined the school mishandled allegations of sexual misconduct towards student athletes and by Les Miles. So you know what, Nate? Before I give it to you, the source for this was ESPN Associated Press, but I want you to go first. Your thoughts on this $50 million lawsuit?
Well, first of all, this is just a very ugly, looking case. Um, man, it's tough to put into words, man, because like there's a lot of drama going on here, and there could be so much more going on than we don't even know of. And that's the scariest part about it is like she's saying that they could be covering it up. Something else could be going on. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like I don't know how to say it because the allegations obviously they were saying too many black girls employed, which that's very disturbing in my opinion. Same thing with getting on top of her on his office couch, like that's just and we've already talked about the Les Miles case. So we'll put that in the description down below. We've talked about it, I think it was about a couple months ago. But it's been an ongoing case for a while now, so this is like one of the bigger updates that we've gotten since then, and this just doesn't look good, dude. It's not looking good, and honestly, Mario, I'm gonna be honest. I think there's a lot more going on here than what's being said. I mean, there were multiple women, like they said. I think there was multiple women. Was there, if I remember correctly? There was like a few of them.
Yeah, there was a few of them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Well, I think it's gonna be the Deshaun Watson case, although not that many people, of course. But it's gonna be like someone else gonna come out about it and that sort of thing. I feel like that's what's gonna end up happening. I think there's a lot more going on here than what we realize. But what what we got here right now, unlike the Deshaun Watson case where there really wasn't a lot to talk about, there's actually a lot of info here. And to be honest, it's not looking good, Mario. It really isn't. With the racial remarks, the sexual actions, the all the sex acts and all that stuff. Like I'm looking through it, and it's just it's not looking good, Mario. It really isn't. Um, it's I don't know what else to say. It really isn't. I almost want to heat up the mic, but I can't because I can't find the right words to describe any of this. I really can't. I'm still trying to process this, and I'm still slow. Just can't heat up the mic for you guys because there's just nothing I can't come out with the right words. And if I did come out with the right words, I would be heating up the mic right now. But unfortunately, I'm not because this is just such a. How do it comes into a knot, Mario. It comes into like a huge knot, But then once you get into that knot, you're stuck there. You don't kind of wrap around. It doesn't wrap around in the bowl like you think it would. It comes around in a huge knot. Once you get into that knot, you're just stuck. You just don't know what to say or what to think. That's kind of how I am right now. Uh but anyway, with that being said, if I'll say this because these are accusations, so like we don't necessarily know if this is legit or not. But with that being said, if it did happen, I'll put it like this: if it did happen, I do apologize to the women that were affected by it, to the people that were affected by it. It doesn't No one deserves any of this. Um, and with that being said, justice needs to be served where it has to be.
Right. I'll focus on LSU, okay? Because we talked about Les Miles for a little bit, and I feel like there's not really a lot for me to say at this point about Les Miles himself. I'll talk about LSU. Look, man, for the past few years, LSU has had some problems with this type of stuff. Okay, not, and it's been like the two main ones I can focus on is the Les Miles situation and Darius Geis, the running back. Obviously, he had a lot of allegations against him, and the problem is people are not happy with the way LSU is handling them. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this is absolutely true what this girl is saying. Remember, the allegations and accusations. Okay. We don't know who's right and who's wrong. All right. First of all, from this new information, if Les Miles did do this stuff, shame on him. And they need to put a legal charge on him. Okay. Not for, like, obviously the racist marks, obviously they're messed up, like, but people are racist, right? But you can't really charge him for it. It's unfortunate. I wish you could, but you can't. Okay. But the part about getting on top of women, that something needs to be done there, if that's true. If it's not, then shame on this lady for coming up with this type of stuff. Now, I have a quote also from LSU's lawyer. His name is Winston DeCurie. I can't pronounce his last name, but I'll say the quote right now. He said, and I quote, "We are disappointed that a 20-year employee who has received several promotions throughout her career and currently serves as an associate athletic director is now filing a lawsuit against the university. Following the press conference by her counsel, we believe that this lawsuit is an attempt to take advantage of the situation for personal benefit." And then numerous LSU officials, they're refusing to testify in Baton Rouge as a legislative hearing will be present during will happen during an ongoing scandal. So yeah, Nate, look, it's a very, very complicated situation. I feel like we're gonna be doing a lot of update stories on like LSU themselves, because these keep on going on and on. But let me tell you something. Something needs to be done. Okay. Because it seems like a lot of people are not too happy with the way that LSU is handling this type of things. Okay. And like you look at Darius Geis and you look at Les Miles, it's not helping, And LSU, they're a great football program. Great football program. They won a national championship 2 years ago. So they're a great football program. But the problem is I feel like this is putting them in a bad place, Now, do I think that it's gonna slow down recruitment? Possibly, but then again, you also gotta remember LSU is still one of the best football colleges to go to. So I don't think it's gonna slow it down by much. But this type of stuff right here, I think it might prevent like female workers from working for this school if stuff like this is happening, and they're not and if they're and supposedly if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Again, do we know the actual truth? No, because again, these are allegations. We're not saying one's lying. We're not saying they're not. But what we're saying is we need more facts to kind of bring this together. And I completely agree with you. I want justice on this too. What Les Miles did was absolutely messed up, or what he was accused of doing was absolutely messed up. Because again, they haven't really taken him to court yet. He hasn't been arrested, so we don't know exactly what's been going on. So the Les Miles situation is up in the air right now. But the whole point of this is LSU, their officials in general, something has to be done. Okay, because stories like these about them kind of like of them supposedly slacking cannot keep happening. So with that being said, I don't want to wish anybody good luck because we don't know the whole truth to this, Nate. All I'm gonna say is, or all I want to say is, I want justice to be served. That's it. I just want the truth to come out.